So here it is, guys, the most expensive game in world football, with, of course, a prize being that of Premier League football on the line. Who's going to go up? Who's going to remain in the Championship? We're going to take a little look next. That's right, folks, back once again with another prediction video today. It's all about the Championship. It's all about the playoff finals and, of course, who will be playing Premier League football next season. We're going to take a little look in just a second. If you do, where you been? Smash your subscribe and you want to pop up and Rovers, Championship football, playoff football. We got it all here under one rooski. Two clubs remain, that's right, after a crazy old season. And it is the two that you thought it would be. We'll take a little look in that in a second. Big shout out to the members and the patrons. You know who you are. But anyway, let's, of course, review what went on last time around in those playoff semi-finals. And then, of course, a recap of the season in whole. Of course, this is the Championship. I'm excited. Hopefully you guys are too. Well, let's turn the clock back to those playoff semi-finals, starting with a trip to Bramall Lane. And I went with a 2-0 win for Sheffield United over Bristol City. And it ended up being a 3-0, brother. And Sheffield United will go through. Of course, the game was already over, you would imagine, after that impressive first leg. Controversial first leg, you would say. But Sheffield United go through 6-0 on aggregate. Wow. Meanwhile, over at the Stadium Light, that was the game. That was the drama. That was the limbs, guys. As Sunderland got a last gasp equaliser. That was my prediction there, guys. I went with the 1-1. And it was a 1-1, but it was right at the bitter end. Limbs galore. And Sunderland, of course, are through to a playoff final with a 3-2 aggregate scoreline over Coventry City. That's right. They are down. They are out. But, of course, we are set up for an absolute cracker between third and fourth, which, of course, is what realistically should happen. But, of course, if I was sixth place Bristol City, I'd love it. I'd love it for me. But those guys go again. Meanwhile, this is, of course, the table. Just a reminder of how it all ended with Leeds and Burnley ultimately coming out on top with a triple digits. 100 points for them at the end of it. And, of course, Luton, Plymouth and Cardiff going down to League One. Wow. So, only two remain. Sheffield United and Sunderland. And, of course, on paper, a good 14 points difference between the two sides. But that means absolutely nothing here, guys, coming into a shootout. We've seen it before. We've seen the lower team come through and to take glory. Will it happen this time around? Well, we'll take a little look in a second. Of course, the best of the rest was Blackburn Rovers in 7th, who just kind of was one goal shy of making the playoffs themselves. But we'll have to go back and we'll do it all again. Meanwhile, of course, we have, can we announce a winner? I don't even know. We'll have a look at it. It is the Super Brew. I think you just got to keep on going. I don't mathematically know if it's over yet, but this is the state of play. I'm only going to show you the leaderboard, not went on because we've been away for a while, but it is. Brew's on first with 490.5 points. Dream Marley is there 490 himself, so he's just half a point away. So we do technically have a decider, even I don't know how many points mathematically are available with these playoffs on the old Super Brew. So maybe even KB21 could mathematically win. I don't know if he gets the score spot on. Who bloody knows? But we have to go again. We'll go again on that. So make sure you do that, and we'll announce a winner at some point. I don't even know, but we will at some point. Anyway, so that is that. We are, of course, if you want to know the link for the Super Brew, you just don't know what it's all about, because, spoiler alert, Club World Cup is one of my next projects on the horizon over the summer. They do have a Super Brew, so we're going to be doing that. Anyway, so this is the link for the Super Brew. It was on the screen. So here we go. It's all down to this. It's Sheffield United. It's Sunderland. It's Wembley. It's a battle of the S's. What else can you chuck at it? It's Chris Wilder, Reggie Labrie, that's right, coming at you right here, right now, at Wembley. So let's get and talk about the numbers then, shall we? Sunderland are in the reserve dugout, the way down. What they're going to wear? What they're going to wear? It's red and white stripes. Up against red and white stripes. But anyway, the United, the Blades coming at you. Chris Wilder, third in the table, 90 points for the season. Remember, they're 2 points deducted, so a little bit harsh for them. Just one defeat, though, in the last 6 matches. 75% form for them right now. Coming at you. Up against Reggie Labrie, Sunderland, who finished 4th. 76 points, back-to-back games now unbeaten. 25% form for them at the moment, though. It's not great form for them. They were gone with the wind at one point. Their form was just terrible in the playoffs, but they've cooked it a little bit longer, and they might just have one more sting left in the tail for Sunderland. 23 times they have played these two clubs since 1994. 9 wins for Sheffield United, 11 wins for Sunderland. There's been 3 draws between the two sides. Sunderland have a 4-0 win on the record. They got 26 goals scored in those 23 games, 1.13 goals a game ratio. Sheffield United, though, 3-0 win on the record. they got 20 goals scored in. There's 23 games, 0.87 goals a game ratio. But what about this season? Well, they've exchanged victories, that's right. At Bramall Lane, it was a 1-0 win for Sheffield United back in November 2024. Sunderland picked up a 2-1 win against the Blades himself on New Year's Day over at the Stadium of Light. Now, if you roll back the years, though, over the last 6, Sunderland only won the one game, and that was the most recent game. But so that could be something they could build up from. You know what I mean? The last match they played, it was a victory for Sunderland, but the previous 5 before that, all Sheffield United victories, all of them. So they are definitely rolling. I've got the blueprint of Sunderland in recent times. Anyway, coming into this, though, back-to-back clean sheets for Sheffield United, just the 1 goal conceded in the last 4. That was against my beloved Blackburn Rovers. Meanwhile, Sunderland coming into this on the back of some scrappy-dappy-do stuff. Of course, a draw last time around, last gasp equaliser. They did beat Coventry at the RCA, whatever they call it. But prior to that, they were pretty grim, losing to Rovers, losing to Oxford, losing to Sunderland. And in fact, they only scored 2 goals in the last 5, which is a major concern. The bookies, though, they give it a such. Sheffield United, of course they do. Goal scorers, the main man, the top goal scorer between these 2 clubs, as Wilson Asador with 13 goals for him this campaign. Tyrese Campbell and Gustavo Hamer have 10 apiece for them. But the bookies odds, in a way, we're looking at it 11-8 on is your Sheffield United, 11-10 is your Sunderland. That's, of course, what they're thinking. What about me, then? Well, thinking about it, it's a difficult one. It is a very difficult one. Sheffield United had an easy playoff, maybe a little too easy. Maybe they did play their big boys. They got goals. They scored 6 goals in the 2 games. So they got themselves firing on all cylinders. Sunderland, though, are a different unit. They're good football on their day. They're good football. The fans will be loud and proud. Of course, they pack the stadium, week in, week out. And I do think it's going to be quite electric at Wembley for this game. And I think that could be that could be the 12th man for sure. On paper, mathematically, in my head says a Sheffield United victory. It does. Unfortunately, it does. But this is Wembley. This is a special occasion. Sunderland are doing it a little bit different. Really, yes, Reggie Labrie has come in and he's done a good job. He's brought in that Lafi or whatever his name is from Roma. But a lot of this Sunderland team is youth, it's academy, it's youngsters that are coming through, and they have built an absolutely cracking young squad here, like phenomenal team. And of course, a lot of them are linked with moves elsewhere, but they've done it the right way. I don't think they've broken the bank as much as Sheffield United, or definitely is not as much as the top 2. So you got to give them kudos for what they've done here. I've just got a feeling here. I've got a feeling that we're going to see something crazy. We've already seen some limbs from Sunderland. Are we going to see some more? Yeah, I think we are. I think we're going to see some more limbs this week, whether it's in extra time or in penalties. I've just got a sneaky dinky feeling that Sunderland are going to nick this one. I'm going to go with, that's right, I'm going to stick my neck out, go for broke with a 1-0 win, Sunderland, to break the hearts of Sheffield United. I think a lot of folks, the majority of third parties, specifically those down at Hillsborough, will be cheering on Sunderland. I don't think many fans are going to be roaring on Sheffield United besides those at Bramall Lane. It's Wembley, you know what I mean? It's packed, slam-packed, and the Mackhams will be full of voice. And they'll get over the line. They'll roar over the line, and they'll be in the Premier League next season. I'm going to go for broke here. Sunderland playing Premier League football next season. Let me know your thoughts and opinions about my take. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know down below. We go again, guys, of course, with next season, with Sunderland in the Premier League. That's right. Hopefully I do a clean sweep and predictions over next weekend, starting with this one at Wembley. But that's it, guys. That's it. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. We go again, of course, specifically with my early door 2025-2026 Championship predictions coming pretty much straight after the League One final, but you'll probably we'll have a go at the Premier League one as well. So make sure you check those out. But until then, subscribe, smash the like, catch you later. Winner.